I haven't overhead pressed since the cut, bro, so it's been a while. Let's see what I can get up to. This is gonna be a PR if I hit it. This is 195. Whew. Hey y'all, Zach here. In today's video, we're gonna be seeing what my overhead press max is as a 405 bench press, right? Hey y'all, before we get into today's video, if you wanna use the same workout program I'm using to increase my overhead press, here it is right here. This workout program is just gonna go over the strength basics, everything you need, the reps, the sets, all of it, all for the price of $5. All right, back in today's video. So pretty much getting straight into the video, as many of you know already, I can bench press 405. Here's a clip of me doing so right here. All right, so as you know, someone who could bench press 405, you'd assume my overhead press is probably above the mid 200 or whatnot. Unfortunately, that is not how it works. Well, for me, it didn't. For most, probably does. But when it comes to overhead press, there's actually a lot more that goes into it, especially when it comes to your delts. Yes, bench pressing works your front delts, which is another heavy recruiter or muscle that's heavily recruited when it comes to overhead pressing, but you also can't forget your side delts. And then another thing is your triceps, which is also worked out into your bench press, but not as much when it comes to overhead pressing. Because again, when it comes to lockout, your triceps are much more, heavily recruited because it's a stabilizing muscle in overhead pressing. But one of the biggest things that I did notice that really transfers really well to overhead press is close grip bench, because you're pretty much essentially kind of doing the same movement, just with a more narrow grip, more recruiting of your triceps, of the 3 tricep heads, and it helps improve your lockout. So I noticed, even though I was on a cut for the past 3 weeks, and I started lean bulking about not even really a week and a half ago, my overhead press has actually increased. I don't know if you remember my last overhead press video, but the most I got up to was 185 pounds. I mean, here's a clip of me doing so right here. All right, this is attempt number 2 for 185. I did not like how the first one looked, so. Much better. So your boy pretty much tested out his overhead press, and yeah, here it is right now. All right, this will be a PR if I hit this. It's 195. Come on, bro. Nice. Oh, shit. So 195, I've pretty much increased it to by plus 10 pounds just by recruiting my close grip bench press. So it kind of goes to show that bench press does have a big deciding factor on how much you could overhead press, but it depends on the variation. Obviously close grip, way more transfer over strength compared to your conventional bench press. Because again, the wider grip, it's really more in terms of just building hypertrophy for your pectoralis major, right? Your chest. So I'm actually pretty happy. And again, the goal for this summer is to get to a 2-plate overhead press. And I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. I think a 2-plate overhead press is going to be a little bit more impressive to me over my 405 bench. Yes, a 405 bench is an insane lift. Statistically speaking, it places me as one of the strongest people on the planet, but so does 2-plate overhead press. And I think it's actually more rare than a bench press because, I mean, when have you ever really seen someone overhead press 2 plates? I mean, in general, when have you ever really seen someone overhead press in general? I go to a warehouse gym that's really big into powerlifting. Obviously, there's some strongman stuff too, but I don't really see anyone overhead pressing at all. And again, these dudes are strong as hell. And when I do see someone overhead pressing, they're not going anything above one plate. And funny enough, a lot of these dudes, like I said, they're strong as hell. They're also abusing performance enhancing drugs. So if I'm not seeing them overhead press 2 plates, how really impressive is this? You know what I'm saying? But I plan on overhead pressing 2 plates by this summer. I feel like I'm pretty close. For me to be able to have a 10+ pound jump by even taking like pretty much 3.5 weeks off from overhead pressing, because I really didn't touch that barbell in a while since I was cutting, because at that point, like, oh, what's the point, you know? But I'm very glad and fortunate to be doing close grip bench, because it had just much more better carryover compared to, you know, regular bench press. So that's awesome. I'm really excited to see how strong I get. And it's just pretty much an update on where I'm at right now. So plus 10 pound increase from my previous PR. And again, the goal is two plates on each side. And I think that's going to be really awesome. And it's, again, in my opinion, more impressive than a 4-plate bench, because being able to overhead press essentially a grown-ass man, more than a grown-ass man, because the national average for the American, like a grown-ass man in America, is 5'9" and about 170 pounds. And I have 55 more rooms to spare, or 55 more pounds to spare. Like, I'm pretty much overhead pressing an obese average American if he has an average height. So again, more impressive to me. I'm excited to see what I can do. But yeah, guys, let me know how much you guys know overhead press, where you guys are at. I just want to know how strong my community is. And yeah, I'm really excited for this summer. We're back on that grind for my strength training. Yeah, awesome. But please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.